Now we are going to do Lab 2 Exercise 1, Implement and Manage DLP Policies. In this lab, we will implement and manage data loss prevention policies using Microsoft Purview and Microsoft Defender. We will create, modify, and activate DLP policies to detect and protect sensitive data like credit card numbers and employee IDs. Enforce policy action across Teams, Exchange, SharePoint, and OneDrive. We will also configure file inspection and quarantine settings for enhanced data security. Let's start with task 1, create a DLP policy in simulation mode. We will create a DLP policy that detects credit card numbers in Teams messages, notifies users, and allows overrides with justification running in simulation mode. We have to log into the client one, which we are already. We have to go to purview.microsoft.com and sign in with Joni. So let's pick Joni's account. And click on purview.microsoft.com, press enter. Let's go to solutions, data loss prevention, and click on policies. We are going to create a new policy. Click on create policy. Data stored in connected sources. We are going to click on next. We are going to click on custom policy. Click on next. Let's put the name DLP credit cards. Click on next. Admin units. We are not going to assign any admin units throughout the lab. So click on next. The location, I want to choose Teams chat and channel messages only. So let's just uncheck all the other options. Click on next. Now here we have create or customize advanced DLP rule that's already selected. Click on next. Create a rule. The rule name is going to be credit card information. Then under connections, let's go ahead and add, under conditions, let's go ahead and add condition. Content is shared from Microsoft 365. So here we need to select with people outside my organization. We're going to add another condition this time. It says content contains. We're going to click on add sensitive info types. We're going to search for credit card number. I'm going to click select, add, and under actions, restrict access. The restrict access section, we're going to say block only people outside our organization. Under user notification, we are going to turn this on the notification. So the user will be notified. So notify user with a policy tip or an email notification. If in case users want to override, like they have a genuine reason to send this out, we should allow users to override. So we are going to go ahead and put a checkbox here, and we say require business justification to override. And under incident reports, we are going to create a severity level of low. We're going to scroll down. We're not going to make any other changes. We are going to click on save. So now we are back into the customized advanced DLP rules. Let's click on next. We are going to run the policy in simulation mode and show policy tip while in simulation mode. This should be selected. Everything else is unchecked by default. Leave it as it is. Click on next. Click on submit under the review and finish. Once your new policy is created, there is a done button. Click on the done button. And with that, you are done with task 1 of this particular exercise. Done. The task 2, modify a DLP. So here we'll expand the existing DLP policy to also scan exchange emails and ensuring protection across both Teams and email communication. Since we are already in the portal, we'll have to look for the credit card protection that we created. Here we go. We will have to edit the policy. We can put a check mark here and click on this pencil symbol to edit. We are going to update the description from only Teams messages. We are also going to include the Exchange messages as well. At this time, we are also going to check Exchange email. So we have Teams chat and channel messages and Exchange email. Next. We are not going to make any changes. We've already configured everything. Click on next. Leave the policy in the simulation mode. Next. And submit. So we have successfully included Exchange mails also into the part of this DLP policy. Once the policy is updated, click on done. We are done with task 2. Task 3, create a DLP policy in PowerShell. In this task, we will be using PowerShell to create a new DLP policy to block the sharing of employee IDs via Exchange, showcasing how we can manage policies programmatically. So I'm going to go to my terminal, connected as an admin, which I've already here. Let's type connect IPPS session. I'm going to be logging in with the credential of Joni. Please make sure that you update your tenant name here with the right tenant name. Click on next. Password, we have already changed it to the admin password. Click on sign in. No, this app only. Let's go ahead and run a new DLP compliance policy to create a new DLP policy that scans across all Exchange mailbox. Employee ID DLP policy. This policy blocks sharing of employee IDs. I've pressed enter. Now the policy is created. Now we are going to add a compliance rule where we are going to add contest on employee ID sensitive information type that we created a couple of exercises back. Block access is true, contest on employee IDs. So that is why it is important you finish your previous labs before jumping in here. Press the enter key. Let's go ahead and review the compliance rule by typing in get DLP compliance rule employee ID DLP rule. Press enter. This is the rule name, the policy, it's in enforce mode. So we have successfully created a DLP policy. It is not mandatory you need to know how to create everything in PowerShell, but knowing things on how to do it in PowerShell makes your life easy. That's end of task 3. Let's start with exercise 4, activate a policy in simulation. So here we will look at how to turn on the policy that we have already created. I am going to go ahead and launch purview.microsoft.com from my admin login. Admin login is the one that's given to you here on the resources administrator username and password. On get started, solutions, data loss prevention, policies. We should see our DLP credit card protection policy here. Let's click on it. So here we see view simulation. I'm going to click on view simulation. All right, so in the simulation page, feel free to go through these tabs. Alerts basically is going to show you all the alerts that's been generated for this particular policy. Now what we are going to do is we are going to turn on the policy. I'm going to click on turn the policy on. Click on confirm. It shows in progress. We will have to wait until you get a confirmation that your policy has been published successfully. Let's refresh this page once. I refresh the page and the in progress button is gone. So while doing the lab, if it takes like more than 2 minutes, just refresh the page. That brings us an end to our task 4. Moving on to task 5, modify policy priority. We will reprioritize DLP policies so that the employee ID policy is evaluated first when multiple policy apply. Let's look for employee ID DLP policy, which is here. And we'll go ahead and click on the reprioritize icon. And we will select move to top highest priority. So that has the highest priority now. So from priority 6, it came all the way to priority 0. That's end of task 5. Now, if you notice, they want us to sign out with Joni's account. Now, but I have used administrator account. Just make sure that whichever account you're using, you have the right permission. Moving on to task number 6, enable the file inspection in Microsoft 365 Defender. Here you will grant Microsoft Defender the permission needed to scan OneDrive and SharePoint files for sensitive data like credit card. I'm going to go ahead and open a new tab and go to security.microsoft.com. And they want me to sign in with admin. I've already signed in with admin. Let's go to system on the left side, settings, cloud app, which is step number 3. Let's scroll down to information protection section. Under information protection, let's go to Microsoft Information Protection. Inspect protected files. Click on grant permission. I'm gonna select my user account. And let's go ahead and provide the required permissions for Microsoft Cloud App Security. Click on accept. So the consent has been given. Now that brings us an end to our task 6. So you can sign out of your admin account if you want. So moving on to task number 7, create a file policy for Microsoft 365 Defender. Now here we will configure a file policy to identify and quarantine files containing credit card numbers that are publicly accessible in OneDrive and SharePoint. So they want us to go to security.microsoft.com and sign in with Joni. So let's just go ahead and pick up Joni's account, which is here. That's Joni. Open up a new tab, security.microsoft.com. Press enter. So we signed in to the account. we have to go to Cloud Apps, Policy, and then Policy Management. So go to Cloud Apps on the left side, Policies, Policy Management. We are going to create a new policy. So you have multiple tabs. We are right now in all policies. I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Policy, File Policy. The policy name is Credit Card Information for Files. It's a low priority, category is DLP. Description: protect credit card numbers from being shared in files. Scroll down. Under access level, they have already selected internet, public, and external. Let's also choose internal. And last modified date should be today. I'm going to leave that as it is. In the inspection method, we need to choose data classification service. Let's click on the drop down and select data classification service. In the choose inspection type, we are going to select sensitive information type, and we will search for credit card. I've selected the credit card. Put a check mark there. Click on done. Under governance, so Microsoft OneDrive for Business, I'm going to scroll down and put a check mark next to put in user quarantine. And I'm going to do the same thing for SharePoint Online. Put in user quarantine, and I'm going to go ahead and click on create. Now, that brings us an end to this particular lab. These videos are to help you while you do your lab. These are not training sessions, but these are just a guidance on how to do the lab. Thank you.